The person I'm shouting at today is Flaaroni. He does skits, opinion videos.
I've only made one opinion video, and that was about Buff This. I guess it's time to make another opinion video. Hello everyone, and welcome to another Geometry Dash video. Sort of. Today we will be taking a look at Geometry Dash Subzero, analyzing the levels in the game, and more importantly, talking about whether this game was a good idea or not, both from Robtop's perspective and the community's, so let's get started. Also, the gameplay was made by Partition. Oh my god! Geometry Dash Subzero only has 3 levels, making the game very underwhelming. It's basically Meltdown with different icons and different levels. You can clearly tell that Robtop rushed out this game and didn't really try that hard to make a good game. However, that didn't stop Robtop from making 3 good levels. Let's start with Press Start. I personally love the song. I listened to the whole thing like 50 times already, so I got super excited when that was in Subzero. Press Start didn't have anything too impressive. The block designs were lazy, there was a lot of fire and brick theme stuff, and the gameplay synced well but was very basic. There were a few things that really caught my attention though. The pixel skeleton chasing you isn't really anything I've seen before in GD, because we don't have camera controls right now. I also really liked the Mario-inspired part with the cube changes direction. I really thought this part was cool, because Geometry Dash is a platforming game, and this feature makes it look more like a platformer. Finally, we have the boss fight. Ever since early 2.0, boss fights were a thing and became a real popular thing in the game ever since. So I'm really glad Robtop was able to show other parts of mobile gaming community that, yes, you can make a boss fight in Geometry Dash. And that's pretty much it. After the boss fight, you beat the level, so let's move on to Knock 'em. The song definitely fit the level, even though I didn't really love the song myself. The design in this level is probably the laziest out of the 3 in Subzero. We first have this Meltdown inspired part, we have this part with no decoration, more Meltdown, and then another part with no decoration. However, the gameplay was very fast and exciting and definitely fit with the song, as I said earlier. I really like the camera positions and the glass shattering effect near the end of the level. And the 3rd level in Subzero is Power Trip. Power Trip is my personal favorite. I didn't know this song existed before Subzero, but I really love the song now. Drum and bass is my favorite EDM subgenre. Robtop made probably the most creative gameplay here, but that's probably because it's supposed to be the most difficult, and there are some annoying parts near the end. The wave and backwards wave are frustrating at first, but I found this part to be the coolest, and at the drop of the song in the Spire section, I was like moving to the beat of the music. Additionally, the camera controls were flawless here. So overall, what do I think about the game? Well, for what's supposed to be a simple mobile app, pretty good actually. This game's targeted towards people outside the GD community, people that are used to seeing this, and not this. Therefore, design doesn't really matter, and it's okay if the gameplay in these levels are super simple, because in a way it's a good thing. When I first played Subzero, I didn't really feel like I was playing Geometry Dash. I felt like I was playing another simple free mobile game, and that's what people outside the community want. To be fair, the only thing that I can really judge on fairly as an experienced Geometry Dash player is the execution of the 2.2 controls and what we can do with them, and I think it's safe to say that Robtop definitely succeeded in that. He didn't add new blocks, but he did execute the camera controls well, the direction change, and sort of the random trigger, but I wish the random trigger was used more. Difficulty-wise, the levels were harder than Meltdown, and harder than any of Robtop's GD World levels. I really found difficulty to be a problem in both Meltdown and GD World. In GD Meltdown, we have some easy levels, and in World, we have more levels, but they're shorter and much easier. In Subzero, however, there was a normal, a hard, and a harder, so I can see how this game can give people the experience of raging on a somewhat difficult level. Overall, from my perspective, did I like it? Sort of. It was okay. From a non-GD player's perspective, well, they loved it. It got 4.5 stars in the App Store and 4.7 on Google Play. It got millions of downloads, so you can say that Robtop definitely succeeded on making another Geometry Dash standalone. I'll talk about Subzero's impact on Robtop. One reason why Robtop made this is because of money. I'm not saying that Robtop only cares about money, because that isn't true at all, but come on, he puts ads on the top of the screen and video ads every 5 attempts or so. You can't really tell me he didn't do this for money. And this game got 5 million to 10 million downloads on Google Play alone, which is absolutely insane. The real Geometry Dash only got 1 million to 5 million. So was this a good business move? Definitely. So now let's take a look at Subzero's impact on the community. We're at a time where, whether you believe me or not, Geometry Dash is a dying game, and there's little hype in the community involving 2.2. I remember when everyone was outraged when Robtop lied about 2.1 constantly, and when it came out, everyone, including myself, went crazy. Sadly, that wasn't really the case with 2.2. People just don't seem to care. So making a standalone Geometry Dash app can no matter what do 2 things on the community: delay the amount of time for 2.2's release and get new people in the community. I think we can all agree that there are toxic people in the community, people that beg players to verify levels, the clickbaiters, the hackers, etc. but adding a bunch of noobs to the community that have enjoyed Subzero might actually make a good addition. As for 2.2's release, I really wish Robtop was more responsible and worked harder on 2.2, and Subzero delayed it more. It's hard to predict the community's impact if 2.2 was released sooner, instead of having Robtop work on Subzero. So is Subzero a good game? Sort of. The game itself was pretty underwhelming for me, but for someone who likes simple mobile games, they would really enjoy it and be entertained for a decent amount of time. It also gave Robtop a lot of money because of its ads, and at the same time it also delayed 2.2's release, and it's already been 1 year since 2.1's release, so the one thing we're waiting for now is update 2.2. If I were to review this game on a scale of 10, I would give it a 6 out of 10. Anyways though, that was my opinion on Geometry-Subzero. If you did enjoy this video, make sure to leave a like, feel free to share your opinion in the comment section, and as always guys, this is GD Flaaroni signing out.